care of these 127 million plus Americans. And folks, you've got yourself an opportunity to build relationships, help them have the right products and services, and make a difference for so many people across the United States. And to talk about this tonight in regards to painting the picture of exactly how you can take advantage of this moment in time is the president of NBOA. He joins us now, Alan Redmond. Alan, welcome to the Quantum Quick Start.
Hi, guys. Can you hear me okay?
Got you loud and clear, buddy. We appreciate you jumping on board, bud. I know that you got some family time this weekend, but boy, I tell you, when you really think about what's happening here and the opportunity, they always say, you know, companies that are very successful, they always got the right products, they've always got the right services, and the marketplace is absolutely perfect, and the timing can't be any better. And when you have all of those things working for you, Alan, you really are in the right place at the right time, aren't you?
Exactly, my friend. Really, guys, what we have here is the calm before the storm, so to speak. We have a political context, a social context, and an economical context that is really going to allow a lot of us to not only serve these 127 million Americans, but also make a lot of money doing it. So when I'm looking at a business model, Randy, Jim, and Jim, it really comes down to the numbers, to the brass taxes. So first of all, guys, when we think about the marketplace, when I initially got into the insurance, the health insurance realm, Randy, back in 2001, 2002, when I initially came to this country, we had about 42 million uninsured Americans. Slowly but surely that number has been climbing. And what we have here at the beginning of January 2014, folks, is a marketplace that is going to be flooded by those Americans that are unsure of what to buy, unsure if they have coverage, unsure if they're fully insured or not insured, unsure if their pre-existing conditions are covered. Really a lot of confusion here, as you can see in the news at the moment, Jim and Randy. And that's something not only that we can use to our benefit, but also, again, serve these Americans who have no idea what's going on. Guys, the partnership with QS2 has been amazing so far. Currently, we're seeing around 300 to 400 leads being generated by the QS2 Nation per week. And as Jim Files can attest to, out of those 300 to 400 leads, NBOA, my company, National Brokers of America, our enrollment center, is contacting approximately 75 to 80% of them leads within the first 15 to 20 seconds of the QS2 rep filling out that client's information on your QS2 websites. When we have the client on the phone, that's where I say the magic happens. That's where the education process begins. We immediately pull up our subsidy calculator, Jim, okay? And we find out if these clients are eligible for this Obamacare plan. From my statistics, just with the QS2 Nation here, we're finding that 9 out of 10 QS2 reps, 9 out of 10 QS2 clients are not eligible for the subsidy. Again, leaving us with a wide open marketplace to service these clients with an Assurant major medical policy, one of the best carriers on the market, as many of you can testify to, with a United Healthcare policy, or even with a major medical short-term medical policy through Health Insurance Innovations. So you can tell by the tone of my voice, folks, very excited. This is probably the biggest and best opportunity that I have seen through QS2 since their inception at the start of the year, and also for MBOA. Back to you, Jim.
Yeah, great stuff. And I see on the screen here, you know, you've got the options offered, and you got 3 options. If you can go over those really quickly, and then I want to bring on Jim Files.
Okay. So, folks, again, the first option is always trying to get the client on the Affordable Care Act plan, or as we like to say in short, the Obamacare plan. As I previously mentioned, 9 out of 10 clients that we speak to, it just doesn't make sense. You know, the price is too high. Maybe the coverage isn't as strong as a major medical plan, but we always lead the way to stay compliant by offering a plan through the public exchange marketplace that the government has set up recently. If that option is unavailable, if the client does not qualify like the other 100 million plus Americans who do not qualify for a subsidy, we're immediately going to our big guns. Assurance Health, the largest provider of health insurance benefits in the nation. United Healthcare, they actually have the most insured clients in the nation. And also Health Insurance Innovations. For those clients that are on a budget, Jim, that is not a bad option to get on a short-term medical policy for the next 6 to 12 months. Price point-wise, folks, we're finding that we're 40 to 60% cheaper than the Obamacare plan. The other nice thing about these plans, in particular Assurance Health, is that your rates as a QS2 rep or a QS2 client will be locked in until December 2014. So just think about the power of that. We're saving the client money. We're getting them on a very strong, if not the best plan in the market, in my opinion, with Assurance Health. We're also locking their rates in until December 2014, which the clients are eating up, Jim, as you can imagine. They're avoiding this mess for a whole year and a month. Then in December 2014, we'll be calling the client back with additional options if they need that, with additional ideas to reduce their risk management through their insurance policy. That's really what we at MBOA are passionate about. Educating the clients, servicing the clients, giving them a good product, a good price, and good customer support.
Yeah, that's awesome, and that's what it's all about. And folks, as you can tell, MBOA is set up for us to be truly successful. They have the products, they have the services, and what Alan was looking for was he was looking for the vehicle, meaning QS2, but he was also looking for the visionary, and that's Jim Files, who saw the big picture and said, wait a minute, we've got a match here. And so the visionary steps in, takes a look, plugs into the products and services, and now we've got the vehicle of QS2, and it's all matched up. And Jim, we just appreciate you bringing this to the table at QS2, along with Alan Redmond. This is just a great, great opportunity. I know you want to share some comments in regards to this great opportunity.
Good evening, Jim and Alan and QS2 Nation. Yes, you know, the reason I put this together, Jim and Alan, and I think you guys know, is that I've done a lot of companies in my career, and they've all been based on sales. Everything I've done has been a sales-related company. So even though I've been the president of the company, I've also been chief salesperson, because we have to think like a salesperson in the field in order to be successful at the top. And the last company that I started in the early 1990s, I ended up taking this company public. Matter of fact, this was one of the fastest growing technology companies in Silicon Valley in 1992 through 1994. And it was based on this type of concept before the internet and before videos were around. I had to do it with VHSs back in those days, but same concept. So what we've done here is that we've tried to take the complication out of making money. And you've heard me pitch this so many times, and I'm passionate about this because I know everybody on this telephone, I don't care what level of education you have in the financial service business, you can make a tremendous amount of money if you just follow the simple protocol. You don't have to be educated in healthcare. You don't need to know about the Obamacare Act. You don't need to be even licensed to make money on the lead generation program that we have as well. All you have to do is drive people to your website. That's it. And people will be encouraged to go there because top of mind across North America is the Obamacare Act today. It's on the news. It's in the papers. We've talked about it. You've read about it. There's nothing to do, folks, but do this. And I know a lot of you have done it for yourselves, and that's great. I've done it for myself. I've saved my family close to $1,000 a month. And I have short-term medical because I see the advantages of short-term medical. But you got to do it beyond yourself. I took myself off the leaderboard here earlier this week because I was number 11 or 12 on the leaderboard, and all I've done, I haven't tried to pitch this at all. I just told a couple of my friends to go to my website and check this out. They did it, and they bought. And I haven't even talked to those friends since because I'm not in that part of the business that you guys are in. I'm at the corporate office trying to, grow the company. But you guys on the phone is so simple. Any independent business person that you know, I don't care if it's a barber, I don't care if it's a hairdresser, if you're a lady, if it's your real estate broker, if it's the person that did your mortgage, these people are undoubtedly independents, and they need health care, and we have a wonderful solution for them. Alan, let me ask you, you may not have this top of mind, but if somebody, if a QS2 client purchases Obamacare, what is the average commission that we're going to be able to throw to the grid, the QS2 grid? Do you have that offhand?
Yeah, guys, you're looking on average between $300 and $350 going to the grid, Jim, on that ACA plan, on the Affordable Care Act.
What about short-term medical? If a client chooses short-term medical, what's the average commission on that?
Over the first 6 months, Jim, you're looking at around $619. And then if the client does renew, which 85% of clients do, with short-term medical, you're looking at another $619 to the grid. So over the LTV or lifetime value of that client through QS2, looking at around $1,238.
Okay. And what about major medical?
Major medical is actually overtaking short-term med, believe it or not, guys. Initially, Jim, short-term med had led the way with sales, but Assurance Health is really, with their rate lock-in until December, has been QS2 and our #1 seller over the last 4 to 5 weeks. So we're looking at approximately $750 to the grid over that LTV of 12 months.
Okay. So guys and ladies and gentlemen, what you heard on the phone here is that whether your client purchases a short-term med, a major med product, or if they choose because the Obamacare product is more favorable for them after subsidies, you make money in every single case. And again, there's nothing that you have to do. You don't have to educate them, you don't have to sell them, and you don't have to support them. All you have to do is drive them to a website. And I guess that's what's so perplexing about me, because I look at these numbers every day, sometimes twice a day. I want to see who's doing what in our system. And I know, and again, I don't do it because I work 7 days a week, 10, 12, 15 hours a day. And plus, it's not my job to go out in the field, because that's just not what, I'm employed for here at QS2. But I can tell you what I would do. I would be #1, I promise you, within a week on the leaderboard, because I would go out and I would, first of all, I would solicit every single person I knew. I'd take a data dump out of my telephone. I'd call my family, my friends. I'd introduce them to them, to the package. I do it with passion and excitement, tell them that I've done it for the following reasons. And then what I would do is I make up 5,000 flyers, and whether I paid somebody to put them on somebody's windshield at Home Depot and Walmart and Kmart and all the different merchant stores in my area, or if I stood there in front of Home Depot on the weekend for a few hours and said, listen, I know you've heard about the Obamacare. I'm not here to sell you anything, but I got something phenomenal. We could possibly save you 40 to 60%. All you have to do is go to my website, have a good day. I promise you, folks, I can make 6 figures, I think, in this business in 4 or 5 months doing it that way. And I would only be working half-time doing it that way. So everybody wants to make money, but a lot of people are too lazy to make money. And if you want to make money in the world, we have to be aggressive. There's no selling involved here, but you got to be aggressive. You got to put the excuses behind you, and you got to go out and make it happen. And I don't care how you do it. There's 19 different ways you can do it through, whether you do it through social media and tag into your Facebook accounts. But again, this is top of mind. There's no reason on the phone at all. If you folks, a lot of you may be struggling. Some of you are worried about Christmas time, having enough money to buy presents. It doesn't take long. You can go out there, dedicate, 3 or 4 hours every day for the next 10 days. You'll be amazed at how much money you're going to make. So again, I'm passionate about this because there's no simpler way that QS2 provides you an opportunity to make money than with our healthcare product, period. There's no easier way. Although our core business is life insurance, but life insurance, we have to be educated, we have to be licensed, we have to go out and do the presentation, we have to follow up. There's all kinds of processes we have to go through, which is great because that's our core business. But on health insurance, it's not that way. It's simply, and I hate to use it this way, but you throw the ball over the fence in NBOA, Alan Redmond's company, and his team, they take it and they run with it. You don't have to worry about it. Alan, let me ask you, you've been in this business for a number of years now, and I know you've made millions for yourself in this industry. Do you know many people that have made 6 figures in the health insurance business in the past?
Yeah, guys, really what I measure, that's a great question, Jim. What I've always measured with the folks that I mentor on a daily, weekly, yearly basis is number one, activity. Okay, you have to be out there, you have to be active, you have to be passionate about what you do. You have to take advantage of what this country gives us. Not to sound too soapboxy, Jim, but being an Irishman, this is the best country in the world. So I measure activity, first of all, with my mentees. And once they start to get active, then I measure the quality of activity they have. You know, really, guys, what Jim is presenting here is an opportunity to make six figures in a very short period of time. And it does come back to the QS2 strategy that they've implemented. You don't need to sell the product. All you got to do is get your butt out there, get talking to people. People are already talking about healthcare reform. But if you find a way to measure your activity, Jim, that's the key to success in this business. I'll give you another 15 seconds, and then I'll throw it back to you. When I first came to this country, I was an insurance agent. And what I used to do, guys, I had to sell. You guys don't have to sell the product. You have to just kick it over to the MBOA through your website. But what I used to do Monday and Tuesday is I would sit at home in my one-bedroom apartment in Erie, Pennsylvania, back in 1999, 2000, and I would hit the yellow pages. I would call every small business within a 25-mile radius. And the reason it was 25 miles is because they didn't have any money, Jim. I didn't have any gas. They couldn't drive any further. And I would call maybe 300 to 400 clients before lunch. I was up at 7, finished at 12, took a bite to eat at Applebee's or made myself a sandwich, and then from 1 to 6, I would call another 300 to 400 cold calls. We do that all Monday and Tuesday. I get my butt in my Hyundai Elantra, 1989, Randy, and I would drive to my appointments with small business owners. I would walk in and I would present myself professionally, and I would tell them, I am a broker. I have over 36 different products, including that Blue Cross Blue Shield plan that you're on at the moment. I can show you a way to save 40 to 60% on your premium for yourself and your family, and also reduce your risk in life. That's what insurance is all about, guys, as we know, risk management. So again, coming full circle, guys, it's all about activity. It ain't that hard. It's just how bad do you want it? And for me, the only thing that I've been blessed with is that I wanted it bad. That was it. I just wanted to be successful so bad that I had to get my butt out of bed early. I had to make my connections. I used to do my flyers at Lowe's and Home Depot and shake people's hands and kiss the babies because I wanted to provide myself a good life in America. So again, guys, I hope that wasn't too cheesy, but measure your activity. If you generate 5 leads per day, just 5 leads through your website, you guys can make over 6 figures a year.
Alan, thank you. That's a great story, Alan. And you know, you quoted 3 words that I've used for 35 years in my business career, and those are activity begets activity. And I've used those words forever. I don't know why they've kind of stuck with me. And I'm going to tell you guys all a quick story too. Hope you don't get bored on it. But again, it gets back to you got to have passion in order to be successful. If you're not passionate about being successful, you'll never be successful. And I remember growing up, I said to myself, I used to see people that had a lot of money. I used to see people that didn't have very much money. I said, what makes the difference between these 2 people? And I could never figure it out. I said, there's no difference between these 2 people. They went to the same school. Maybe didn't even go to college. But one's real successful. The other one isn't. And I could never figure that out. And I remember graduating from college, and I had a business in college, and one day over a beer, I'll explain what that business was. But the net of it is I graduated in college in 1976, and I had $50,000, which was a lot of money, that I'd earned in my junior and senior year in college on a little business I had started. And I got out of college, and I said, I want to make $1 million as fast as I can. And I interviewed. You know how they come to your college campus and they interview you for jobs? Well, I interviewed for 3 sales jobs, and I got 3 offers. And back in those days, and I'm 60 years old now, but back in those days, The average wage was around $18,000 a year in salary. That's what it was, and that's what everybody was making. So they made me these offers, and I said to myself, $18,000 a year, and I had already, again, made $50,000 after tax in my pocket my senior year in college. I said, this is nuts. I'm not about to go to work for anybody. So I packed up my bags. I went to Hawaii for about a year and had a little business over there and came back. I said, what am I going to do next? So I packed up the rest of my remains and moved to Los Angeles, and I opened the computer dealership. And I'll go to the chase real fast. I decided that I wasn't going to take that $18,000 a year job, and I did the same thing Alan did. I got the yellow pages. I opened a dealership, and a dealership was I sold computer cash registers to the hospitality business. And I get on the phone every morning for 5 or 6 hours, and I book my appointments. And I do that constantly, a day in advance. In the first year, I made $300,000 at the age of 23 years old. And by 27 years old, I had put $1 million in the bank after taxes. And I was no different than anybody else. No different than anybody else on this phone, no different than Alan. The difference that I have and Alan have and others of you have on the phone is that I was passionate about being successful. And I had to make it happen. And again, we're giving you an opportunity here at QS2, not only with our other product set, but particularly with health insurance. It can't get any easier to make a lot of money. And that's why I said, if I wasn't doing this now corporately, I would go out and I'd work part-time and make 6 figures this year very, very simply. So there is no excuse when I see people and they wonder why they don't have what they want in life. It's because they don't have the really deep passion of being successful. Because here's an opportunity, again, where you know nothing other than drive somebody to your website and Alan's team takes over. Hey, Jim Giannacchio, do you or Randy have anything that you want to comment at this point?
Well, I'll tell you what, I mean, you know, one of the things you're saying about having the passion and being able to follow through like that, Jim, it's so powerful. And the other thing, one thing you always talk about as well, you got to be able to build those relationships. I mean, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And if you keep building those relationships and helping one family after the next family after the next family, the dollars will come through the door. I mean, you know, I hear you have some money that you made, but I know that the relationships you built over those years, Jim, as well, really led to that success, because without those relationships, you know, you're really not going anywhere, right? I mean, am I right about that?
You are, Jim. You know, and one thing I'm very conscious about, and I think every smart businessman is that you have to pick and choose your relationships that you're going to spend time with. And I say that very nicely, in that in business, in order to make a lot of money, you have to be able to determine what people you're working with and how much effort you need to spend with that person. And I say that because if you look at any success, you can't put the same effort into every single person in order to be super successful, because you only have so many hours in a day. So you have to pick and choose the people whom you're going to do business with and exploit that opportunity. And that's why when you get back to exploiting the opportunity, we picked National Brokers of America, and we're spending lots of time with Alan. Alan and I are on the phone every day, sometimes multiple times a day. Alan's on the phone with Jim Giannacchio. Alan's on the phone with Randy. Alan's on the phone with John Phillips. This is not just a vendor-company relationship. This is a true partnership. And I don't know if Alan believed me or not, when I met him the first time and when I decided that, okay, we're going to do business together, I told Alan, I said, you don't know me well, but this is a partnership. And I take partnerships very, very deeply. And as long as you and I do what we say we're going to do, and I believed Alan was that type of person, and I proved it. He proved it to me vehemently that he is that type of person, that this isn't going to go away. This is a long-term relationship. And I've chosen our partner very carefully because I'm going to spend a lot of time with Alan, and Alan's going to spend a lot of time with our company to make this successful for you. So this isn't going away, folks. You're going to hear me pitch this with passion for a long time, because it's an opportunity to not only make money but help people doing that. So, Jim, good comment, and I want to thank you for that, because it really sets forth why we do this in life, is to really help people, and if we help people, we build those relationships, Jim, as you just mentioned, build the quality relationship with the people that are going to help us as well. You know, there's no end in sight on what you can do in this world.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Let's check in with Randy. Randy?
Hey, yeah, thanks for the opportunity, guys. I tell you, as I look at this opportunity, this is one of the biggest issues of our time, really, right now. This whole, with the Medicare, the medical issue, and how Obamacare has come on the scene, it is such a big deal for families. And when we're talking about that, our crusade is to make sure that we help provide the financial security for America, one family at a time. And we have this as an opportunity. I mean, where do you get those type of opportunities where everything's in the news? It's so easy to talk about, to get out there and help people. Literally, I mean, 93 to 100 million people are in need of losing. They're going to be losing their health care. They're in such need for us to point them in the right direction. So where can you find something today in today's environment? This is a salesman's dream. They want to make sure that they have something they can talk about. It's a household thing going on right now. So this is so easy to talk about and so easy to point people in the right direction. I'm just so excited about it.
Yeah, it's great stuff, without a doubt. I tell you what, folks, when you really think about everything we've talked about from the beginning, you know, the products are there, the services are there, the marketplace is perfect. I mean, the vehicle is set with QS2. The question is, are you a visionary, just like Jim Files was, to bring NBOA together with QS2 to create this incredible vehicle? Are you a visionary to do the same with the folks that you know, to bring them to this table so that they can take advantage of such a great opportunity? Think about that as we start to wrap this call up. I'm going to go one more time to Jim Files, one more time to Alan Redmond. Jim, I'll begin with you.
Well, I don't want to belabor the point, because I think we've all said it in our own different way. This is a huge opportunity for us. It's a huge opportunity for our clients. It's a huge opportunity for associates. It's a huge opportunity for our leaders. And if our leaders really want to generate money through their downline, all you have to do is push this. It's so simple. There's absolutely no excuses. And I guess, my wife says I'm impatient, and I am. I am impatient. Always have been impatient, because I can't wait to get to the next minute or the next hour in each day, because to me it's just this wild roller coaster ride on what's going to be around the next corner. And I'm so excited about these types of opportunities, because I look at myself, because in reality, in the core of my body, I'm a salesperson. I love to sell things. I love to talk to people about the benefits of products and justify those benefits in the minds of the buyers. And here's something that makes it so simple for us to do that. As a matter of fact, we don't even have to do it. National Brokers of America is doing it on our behalf. But I look at our leaders, our NMDs, our VCs, and they're all wanting to make money. And there's nothing easier, again, than to get slightly educated. It'll take you 30 seconds to learn to pitch. It's already in the back office on the PowerPoint that I've created. It'll literally take you 30 seconds to learn that pitch and have it memorized, and you're done. You can make a ton of money. So back to you, Jim, and I'm going to let Jim, why don't you go ahead and bring Alan on, and then I'm going to let you wrap it up, okay?
You bet. Alan?
Hey, brother. It's funny, guys. We're actually sitting here, myself and my wife. We're visiting the in-laws, so it's funny you mention your wife, Jim. I suffer from the CM, I guess you could say, habit of impatience and wanting things now. Just to go back to the activity thing, again, without sounding like I'm preaching, the key to activity, guys, is really avoiding them interruptions or putting things off throughout the day. Myself and my wife set a goal in January, Jim, and our goal was to have our first child. I don't want to take this conversation the wrong way, Randy, but our goal is to have our first child, and my wife is actually 4 months expecting our first baby girl. So, impatience, in my opinion, in my very humble opinion, is a virtue, okay? If you can manage your activity, if you can have that laser-like focus just to generate 5, 10, 15 leads, 15 business referrals through your website each and every day, I promise you guys and gals, 6 figures is not out of the realm of positive thinking. It's right there in front of you. So, that's it. That's all I've got to say, folks. We are here to support you. NBOA does not always get it right, but we do our best. We've been in business a number of years, and I would say the key to our success is focusing our activity on servicing the clients. So, that's it. That's it for me tonight, folks. Back to you, Jim.
Great stuff, Alan. Jim, thank you so much. Randy. Folks, hey, listen, you see the information on the screen? We're going to be sending that out to you tomorrow in an email blast, so you guys have this, plus it'll be in the back office, so you'll be able to utilize the information shared tonight on the webinar. Also tomorrow morning, don't forget the radio show, 10:30 a.m. Eastern, 7:30 a.m. Pacific, and tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, it's the Leadership Webinar, where you hear all the great testimonials of what's happening all across the country in QS2. Again, for Alan Redmond, Jim Files, Randy Krog, I'm Jim Ginocchio. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you tomorrow morning on the radio.